Hi people. Today we are going to look at how to checkmate with king and bishop pair versus king. I don't know how you would get into this endgame or why you would willingly go into it. But I don't judge. Sometimes. But I guess it's good to know how to checkmate with bishop pair and king. We'll look at how to checkmate with the bishops first and then some cases that might happen. So what you're gonna want to do is to put your bishop pair in the center and then push the enemy king towards the edge and then towards a corner. So let's put our bishops in the center first. Then bring up our king next the bishop pair. Doesn't matter which side. Now you can see that the bishops cut off half the board. Our next step is to push the enemy king back. We do that by slowly pushing our bishops up by stacking them like so, with the king supporting the bishops. We cut off more space. And we keep doing this until the enemy king has only 2 squares to move in. Now we can start pushing the enemy king towards a corner. Preferably the corner nearest to our king. We make a waiting move so that the enemy king can move off of that square. If the enemy king weren't on that square we could have started pushing immediately. Like so. But we had the other position, so let's go back. And we can start taking away squares like this. And slowly force the enemy king towards the corner. We have to make sure that the kings are in opposition. If they're not in opposition then the enemy king can escape. Now we just give checks with our bishops forcing the enemy king into the corner and sure enough checkmate. Now if the enemy king were to go the corner instead we don't cut their king off from the square because that would be stalemate. We just push our bishops over one by one like before. Now let's look at some extra cases. In this position you don't move your bishop there because the enemy king will escape. What you do is push up your king 1 square. Just a simple waiting move. If they move back everything else should be the same. But if they move back on that diagonal, still not allowing you to move your bishop, then you just push your king in closer. And once they move, then you can start cutting off squares forcing them into the same corner as before. You can do this on any side of the board. Everything will be the same. Now here is one last example that I kinda forgot about. It's the same thing as the last example but instead of the king going towards the bishops it goes towards the corner and you don't want to keep opposition then because it'll just lead to a draw. It's probably better if you just watch instead of me babbling on. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped in teaching you how to checkmate with bishop pair and king. It's very rare to get into this endgame. Unless you're willingly doing it. And if you are, I hope you're having fun with it. So, yeah.